Welcome back to Courtside Conversations. Thank you for watching today's video. I have a lovely host that I can't wait to introduce you to. This is an inside franchise story. What was your name?
Kirsten.
Kirsten, welcome to Courtside Conversations and thank you for taking the time to be on today's episode.
Thank you for having me.
So Kirsten, you're one of our newest franchisees. When are you launching your franchise?
We're aiming to launch in the first term, so early February.
Term 1, 2026 in Castle Hill.
Yep.
Very excited to launch. We've had a vacant area in Castle Hill in New South Wales for a while now.
Yep.
Can't wait to have Little Boomers Basketball there. We welcome you to our channel and to everybody else watching this video. Kirsten, what I want to do in today's Inside Franchise story, I want to talk about life before the leap, like what you were doing before Little Boomers Basketball. Then I want to talk about how you found out this opportunity because it was very unique. It wasn't how normal people find out about this opportunity. I want to talk about that.
Yep.
Then we're going to talk about your family because you've just recently given birth. Congratulations. And how you're juggling all those, there's two babies, that baby and Little Boomers Basketball. Then we'll talk about your experience so far. I know you're early on, but how everything has been. Yep. And then what your vision is for Little Boomers Basketball in Castle Hill. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
All right, let's rock and roll. Kirsten, you're actually a fairly young franchisee. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
That's very young for a franchise.
I turned 25 in February. So
25 in February. I think Luna might be the youngest and then you're shortly followed. Tell me, before, you've been on maternity leave now for how long?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
What were you doing before maternity leave? What was your corporate job?
So I was a warranty administrator for a company called H&K International. We pretty much build and supply equipment to McDonald's stores. So pretty big company.
The McDonald's a franchise?
Yes. So we literally every single store that you see, we've like built. We do the whole of Australia and we...
As in all the fit outs?
Like the whole store, like from the layout from the ground up, pretty much everything. And plus all the equipment as well. So we manage the whole of Australia and New Zealand, and we only have one office in Wetherill Park. So it's a pretty full on, I learned a lot in the 4 years that I was there. It's very short, I'm still very young, so I don't have that much experience in the work industry, but from what I have learned in the 4 years, it's a lot, and I know how hard it is to run a business and what it takes as well.
So when McDonald's purchase land and they're ready to build, you will do that whole development from that vacant land to when the store opens?
Yeah, so our company have projects teams and they are in charge of that, and then we have the sales representatives, the warranty, the finance team and all that. But yeah, we pretty much do everything.
So what would a normal week look like for you? Is it long hours? What time are you starting? Is it Saturday? Or what was a normal week for you?
It was a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job. It was very full on. I feel like I didn't really have much time to focus on myself at all. It was just work, sleep, eat, work, repeat, literally 5 days. And then on Saturday and Sunday, on the times that I did have off, I would literally just be in bed sleeping in because I would be so tired.
Just resting,
the week, and it wasn't very fulfilling. It was a fun job in the sense of the people are amazing, and that's what that's why I stayed for quite a bit. But I just it was just repetitive, the same thing over and over, and it wasn't fulfilling at all.
Yeah.
I felt like I was just sitting at a desk and I honestly, I don't even know where all this time went. The 8 hours just flew, and I was
So during that time when you were working, did you have the idea of wanting to run your own business, or did it kind of being on maternity leave open your eyes to a different opportunity, or was it just I've never actually thought about running a business before?
I have a lot of experience in the sense of seeing my mum grow up. She's done hundreds of side hustles. And I always knew in the future that I wanted to have my own sort of thing where I could focus on my own business. But I know what it takes, and it's very hard to build it from the ground up, especially with no support. If you're, if you're starting a business from scratch, it's very hard. It's very easy to start, but it's very hard to maintain. A lot of businesses,
it's easy to start. That's really
a lot of businesses fail in the first 3 years because it doesn't bloom.
Yeah.
It's very easy to start again, but it's very hard to maintain, and it's just you need the right resources, and it's quite hard to maintain the business. So
that is very well said. It is easy to start a business. Anyone can start a business. They've got a good idea, good product, good service. I'm going to get a business going. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to get a logo website. No. But then when they start getting into the trenches and they need to do marketing and they need leads and they need products and then they need to do employees and then they're going to grow their team, that's when a lot of them get stumped. Okay, so you're working this job. It's long hours. It's Monday to Friday. Your weekends are purely recovery from such a big weekday. Yep. You then give birth. Congratulations. And you go on maternity leave. Now, when you went on to maternity leave, where was your mind at then? Was it, I'm going to go back eventually to this job, or I'm finished and I'm going to try something new? Where was your mind when you went on maternity leave?
I was already set on going back maybe 2 days a week, but my actual plan was just to work for my mum as her personal assistant because she has her own like aged care business.
Yep.
So I was just going to assist her. So I was able to be there for my kid as well. But at the same time, that wasn't like as promising as it sounds. Like at the same time, it's very hard to work with family. So I was kind of in the back of my mind, like, is this going to work out? Like,
hesitant, yeah.
Yeah. And my mum and I like clash a lot because we're the same personality. So it's hard. Yeah.
So you said you're the same personalities?
Yeah.
Ella,
so
is that true? Is there a
clash.
lot of clashing? Ella's in the background. We can confirm, just from Ella's in the background there with the baby, there is a lot of clashing.
Yeah, so I was a bit nervous and hesitant. I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's a good thing for now, but long term, like, I didn't really see myself, like, you know, continuing on. So I was like, I need to have my own thing at the same time. Like, but I also really don't want to go back to like, sitting in like behind a desk and like, I just can't do like 8 hours, 5 days a week. Like, I cannot go back to that.
Yeah. Okay. So that was interesting. You kind of, so have you officially resigned? Or?
No.
Okay.
I'm supposed to return in July next year.
All right. Might have to get this video up a little bit later. Okay. So there was a decision to be made and you were a little bit unsure. You gave birth. You were probably very happy, but you didn't know if you were going to go back. I don't know if I want to work with mum. We clash. We were talking about this before in the camera. Where did Little Boomers Basketball come from? Because for those that don't know, I was speaking to Ella and Noel, who is Kirsten's parents, for a very long time about the franchise. I was having discussions with them. They attended the discovery call, the test before you invest. I haven't met Kirsten at this stage. Ella and Noel we've been speaking for about 3 months. I didn't even know they had a daughter. And then Kirsten comes along randomly right at the end when the franchise agreement was just about to be signed.
Yeah.
Where was your first encounter with Little Boomers Basketball?
My first encounter with Little Boomers Basketball is I was still working up until 38 weeks when I was pregnant.
That's hard work.
So full time, literally 2 weeks before I gave birth, I was still working. So one day I wasn't feeling too well. I was like, I'm just going to go to my mum's, hang out for a bit, maybe help her with some work. And I was just about to leave, like head out. And I was like, all right, it's nice to see you. And then she goes, I actually like have a meeting for a potential franchise.
That was for the meeting with me and also for Alyssa for a business presentation.
Yeah, that's right. And she was like, would you want to join? And in my head, like,
I've got enough on, I got this.
Like I'm tired. Like, do I really want to sit here? She goes, it'll only go for 40 minutes, an hour max. And just, you don't even have to be in it. Just sit there and listen. And I was like, honestly, like, I don't really have anything better to do. Like, I'm literally just gonna head home and like chill in bed. So I was like, you know what? I'll just hang out, like even for a bit. I ended up sitting through the Zoom, and like during it, I was kind of just like, wait, like this is kind of like interesting, and it kind of reeled me in. Like the more like you spoke about what it entailed, and like. So
Kirsten, pretty much a question. Just maybe I complicated a bit. When you saw that presentation, you told me that you were really interested in it. Right? Like as in, like you finish and you're like, wow, what was it you found interesting in that presentation?
A lot of the dot points were, it would say, like you said, are you looking for, like to get out of your 9 to 5?
Escape to corporate.
And it was very much like literally like the story of my life type of thing. Like, like all made sense. I was like, okay, like I kind of really want to like try something different.
But you told me before that you were looking to kind of do something a little bit more active, a little bit more hands-on, as opposed to being in the office.
Like when I was thinking of a business proposal, like what can I do? Like, you know, I don't want it to be like anything like bad for the environment. I don't want it to like, I want to be able to help the community, and I want it to be able to teach people. I want to be able to like kind of grow like as a person myself as well. I want it to be fulfilling. So in the sense, like that is also like what inspired me as well, because I was like, okay, like, well, it's sports, it's physical, like it's
Those are the
kids.
boxes it ticked.
Yeah, like you can watch kids bloom.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. Like I love to see like when someone has potential, like, and they want to like do something, and it's also like physical. Like I love sports.
Yeah.
And because like I have a Filipino background, like basketball is a
it's
very
big in
well known
Yeah,
thing.
big.
So like I was like, oh, like it's also basketball, you know, like. I myself have never played basketball, but like a lot of my family members, like we used to just be in the living room, like watching it. Like my uncle was like yelling at the TV. So I was like, okay, well, like it ticks all the boxes in the sense of like it's basketball, it's my culture. Secondly, it's sort of like something like I really like am interested in the business, as in like the way like the face of the business. I don't know. It's very interesting to me. So like that's like kind of reeled me in, because I was like, oh, like it's very interesting.
And you mentioned something to me before camera. You said that you worked very hard at that job with McDonald's, but you know, as an employee, when you work hard,
you're kind of at the bottom of the barrel.
You get a tap on the shoulder, maybe an email recognition.
You only really hear about something if like you've done something wrong, or like a complaint. That's literally it. Like,
but with this business, or now that you're franchise owner, you kind of, any extra work you do, any work you do past 5 o'clock, you benefit from that. You reap the rewards from that. And you'll mention that to me before, which is pretty cool, because I know a lot of people as employees, they work hard past 5 o'clock, they're answering emails on Saturday, Sunday, but that's out of your scope. You'll get a pat on the back. But with this, if you're working harder, you're reaping the rewards.
Yeah, exactly.
Stronger business, more profit, more revenue. Hey, just quickly, if you want to see if a Little Boomers basketball franchise is the right fit for you, book a discovery call with me, and I'd love to have a chat. Kirsten, how did you feel after that business presentation? Because you had no idea that Ella and Noel, your mum and dad, were exploring this franchise. How did you feel after that business presentation? Because I spoke to Ella, and Ella told me Kirsten's excited. She's wondering what's happening, what's the next steps, what's happening. How did you feel after that business presentation?
I was kind of just like, wait, is this like God's plan? Like, because I was like, I work full time. I don't have the time to sit at home with my mum. So I was like, how crazy is it that was the scheduled day? We didn't even speak to it prior. Like, I didn't know she had a meeting.
You didn't know she was exploring this.
No, I didn't.
This
so
franchise.
like, I was just like, oh my goodness, I think it is like kind of God's plan. Like, and this is where like my life is supposed to be headed, like in this direction, sort of. And I think it was perfect timing, because I was pretty heavily pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just about to step into maternity leave. So I was like, oh, I think this is something that I can do. Like, because it is hard work and there's so much to it, but at the same time, I think I would prefer to put the hard work in now and reap the benefits, rather than like the 12 months of maternity leave.
Especially since your age too, getting into this very young. Exactly. Imagine where it's going to be at 30.
Yeah, and then I'd rather put the hard work in now than having to like, let's say like fast forward to July next year and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to go back. Like, you know, I saw the benefit in like putting in the hard work now while my kid's young, while I'm young.
Yeah.
And potentially like being able to grow something for myself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, Kirsten, sign the agreement. You know, it was very interesting for me because I spoke to Ella and Noel the whole time, and then you came in right at the end, so we've been dealing a lot. You're now a franchise owner, set to launch in Castle Hill, Term 1 2026. I've always said, when you start a new business or you start a new franchise, you have another baby. Yeah. You've given birth to a baby. And you mentioned before, a lot of businesses don't make it past that 1 year mark. I think 80% of businesses fail within the first year.
Yep.
When you give birth to a new baby, you got to feed it. You got to nurture it. You got to be there for it until it's big enough to kind of self-sustain itself.
Exactly.
You got 2 babies now. You've given birth to a lovely new child, 3 months old. Is it 3 months? And you've got birth to Little Boomers Basketball Castle Hill. That's a lot. How do you plan at the moment on juggling both of them? How has that been? Because I can imagine it is a bit of a struggle, attending to the babies and attending to Little Boomers Castle Hill. How has that been? How are you holding up with that?
It is very full on, but I'm very grateful to have the support that I do, because my mum and dad are business owners, so they have that flexibility to be able to help me out. My partner does work full time as well. He's even worse. He's a 2IC at Reese Plumbing. So
even longer hours
he works
than yours.
10-hour days.
10-hour days.
Yeah, it's bad. And he works on Saturdays too, so he's like literally works.
Sundays are 12 hours sleeping, minimum.
Yeah, so I do have him, like as soon as he gets home, he's on dad mode. Like he's able to like look after him, so I'm able to like set my time and just say, hey, like after dinner, like I'm going to focus. Like you can go into the other room, you can bring him in. Like I don't really care what you do with him, but I just need this time to be able to focus and like learn more about like what I'm about to do, because like obviously like it's an investment and you have to put the like as much as there's support and it's a franchise, like if you don't put the work in, like nothing's going to happen. Like it's going to stay stagnant and you're not going to get anywhere.
And you're 100% right, and that's something that we advocate all the time, because I've always said on my channel, sometimes support can be blurred. Some people think support is doing the work for them. Support is you've got a network there to help you, but at the end of the day, you have to pick up the phone. You have to call the people, call the daycares, call the schools. But sometimes support can be mixed a little bit. Kirsten, you signed up as a franchise and you actually attended our Boomers Leadership Conference that we held this year, 2025, October 30th. And you were fairly new into the network, probably literally a month in. And you were able to come down to a room where there was 30, 35 franchisees all across Australia. In that, you were new, you're still like trying to find your venue, you're getting around everything, and there's people there that's got 400 enrollments, 450 enrollments, been in the network for 4 or 5 years. How was that experience attending the BLC, especially for someone like yourself that's new and kind of still trying to figure out what you're doing? It
was very nerve-wracking at the start. Like walking in, I was kind of like towards the door. I was kind of like, but I got a lot out of it. It was honestly like very nerve-wracking at the start, but seeing like the 400 enrollments and like all the awards and everything like that, I was like, okay, well, I see potential, even more potential than what I did from like our chat. And also I did attend the All-Star event last year. That was this year, right?
July.
Yeah, so I actually attended that day, and just seeing like the setup and the vision, like like everything, I was kind of like, whoa, like this is really like awesome. Like the way they represent the brand, like it's really cool.
And you mentioned before, support is very important for you starting a franchise. When you were in that BLC, how was that network? Because it's very rarely we're able to get everybody in the same room, all the franchisees. How was that network? Did you manage to network, talk to other franchisees?
I actually spoke to my buddy franchise a lot.
Who was your buddy?
Loris.
We have a buddy system.
We actually ended up on the same table, so it's convenient.
That's no coincidence. Kimberly
really?
Made sure that, I think she did. She's a smart cookie, and if not, I'll give you credit.
And plus, Michael.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like when before we signed the agreement, we called a couple of franchises just to speak to them, ask them questions about
what Kirsten is saying is actually a requirement. Everyone before they become a franchisee has to call at least 3 people.
Yeah.
Because you can't just hear things from us. Can't be all rosy glow. We want you to speak to franchisees and hear the actual. How was that, by the way? Yeah, continue on.
It was good. I spoke to about like 3 of them, and my mum and dad like spoke to other people. We spoke to quite a few, and like. It was interesting. So I did get to speak to Michael as well, and I think he owns like 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
So I got seated on his table as well. So, and a lot of them are Filipinos as well.
We do have a lot. Our last 5 franchisees have been Filipino.
Yeah. So it was I felt like sort of like at home. It was weird, but like I've never met these people, but I have done a lot of research and I've seen a lot of faces.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good to meet like the people that I have seen like online, and because the social media presence is very active. Like there's so much like happening. It's very
appreciate that. We invest a lot.
Yeah, it's good because when like a lot of the thing now is it's online. Like everyone's, it's as sad as it is. Like everything's based offline. Like everyone has a phone.
Good and bad.
There's no like it's very rare to find someone that doesn't have a phone.
Literally.
Like
in fact, you're considered weird if you don't have.
Yeah, everything you do is pretty much online. Like your wallet's on your phone. Like your everything. Like you do. Like so
I was actually speaking to I was having a discussion with my partner Kimberly, because you know how you got your cards on your phone, and we're like, man, we're spending so much money, but it's because you're able to double tap and just pay on there.
Yeah, even your watch. Like I literally tap my watch and I can tap it.
That convenience. It's that convenience thing. Kirsten, so you came on board, you've attended the BLC, our annual Boomers Leadership Conference. You did an onboarding session with me because Greg was away.
Yep.
How has the initial support been with myself onboarding you, our Monday morning momentum? You said the admin team helped you get back-end access and you've been speaking to them. How has all that been? Because I can imagine the first month it's kind of scary. It's like going back to school, like starting kindy or going to a new year group. It's all these new people, all this stuff I need to do. How has all that been, and Boomerversity?
I feel like the way you lay things out with like it's very scheduled. Like you're very ahead of yourself. So you
on
the onboarding session, you were like, okay, well, make sure you have a pen and paper. You're gonna write all these dates down. And I was like, okay, like it's good. I've got my laptop.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, this date, bang, bang, bang. But there was like about like 10 dates, and I was like, whoa, like this is a lot.
I think
I
think in 10-year blocks.
Yeah. Like you got to speak to Greg every week. You got to do the MMM. You got to do like. We have like the Q&A sessions. We have a BLC, and I was like, "Whoa, like this is a lot."
Emil's laying it all out. The red carpet's all out.
It's also good because I feel like nothing was hidden. Like everything was pretty open, so I was kind of able to prepare myself and be like, "Okay, well, this is what's expected of me," and I feel like it was very overwhelming at the start, but it makes sense. Like. The weekly chats with Greg help a lot, and not just that. Like we have the WhatsApp groups. I also am able to talk to you. I know you're a busy man, but
I still get back.
Yeah,
maybe not as prompt as Ali or Aaron.
You usually get back on the same day.
Yeah.
And if you don't, like you literally name like a date and a time. You're like, all right. And I can't
leave everyone on red. I can't leave. I do voice notes. Yeah.
The voice memos are really cool. Like I don't know like how like you do it. Like it's just. For me, I'm like, I feel awkward.
God knows how many I've sent, Ben.
God
knows how many.
I feel so. I tried to do it the other day to my friends, like just to mimic it, and I was like, it's kind of difficult.
It's your first. Well, it's like your first one. You want to make it be perfect, and you just say, no, I got to delete.
Yeah, I know.
Now I took a voicemail and I sneezed and I just let it and I sent it.
Yeah, I know. But honestly, like my brain is pretty like. I think my brain chemistry's changed, especially from giving birth. Like. It's actually crazy how much like the human body like changes. Like it's not just physical; it's more mental as well. And I feel like my frontal cortex is like developed. It's crazy. It's actually insane. So like I have a lot going on in my brain. It's very like fuzzy. But so I'm trying to keep on top of that as well.
Keep on top,
but yeah.
Let's end and talk about the vision, right? I'm very big on vision. I believe every single day I wake up because I've got a vision where I want to be in 5 years, where I want to be in 10 years. At the Boomers Leadership Conference, I started the presentation with the vision. Yeah. I spoke about where we were 5 years ago. I even said where we're going to be in 10 years' time, 2035. I like having a vision. You want to get excited about the future.
Yeah.
If you can't get excited about the future, the present's not going to be exciting, right?
Yeah.
Let's say from 5 years from now, you're operating Little Boomers Basketball Castle Hill. What's your vision for the franchise? Where do you want it to go? What impact do you want to make? Not just on the kids, on yourself. How big do you want to make this franchise?
I do want to make it a full-time thing. Like I genuinely want to like pour my like kind of like life into it. I want to immerse myself into it. Like I don't want it to just be like a part-time thing. Like when my son turns 3 years old, like I bet he's going to be
preschoolers program.
He's going to be in the mini Boomers straight away. Like get in there. But I do want to like make it like sort of a full-time thing. Like I talk to my partner about it a lot, and like eventually I want him to be able to quit his job and be able to like get like him also like be a part of it as well, and make it a family thing. But like I do see myself in the future like wanting to like make it like just a part of my life, like a full-time thing.
And what would success look like for you? If you're running this franchise, because success means something different to everybody. Yeah. Some it's revenue, profit, top line. Some it's just saying, you know what, I just want to do something I love. What does success look like for you?
Obviously, success to me is I want to be able to run, like make use of like the business. I want to be able to have like 20 classes a week. Like that's like shooting for the stars. But
not really. Some operators are doing 20. That's like,
I do want to like be able to get to that point. That's like success to me. Like being able to like help the community, like help kids, because it is like basketball is a growing like sport. Like I didn't realize it until I really like did my research. I was
skyrocketing there.
Yeah, it is. So I do want to be able to just utilize it, and I feel like it's a really cool concept, like Little Boomers. And because I see the way that like there's so many franchises joining, I'm pretty sure like there's 18.
Yeah, about
18. It makes me happy because I'm like, okay, well, like it's growing. Like, you know, I see potential in it. And also, as well as pushing that aside, of course, like revenue and profit is very important to me.
Of course.
Because obviously, like to invest in a franchise, like you have to, like, there's a lot of money, like, you know, savings. So you want to like be able to see, like achieve something and be like, okay, like, you know, I've made my return on investment. And living in Sydney is not exactly a breeze.
It's not cheap.
It's very
not cheap
expensive.
at all, isn't it, Benny? Benny's
so
nodding his head. He's
expensive.
thinking, man, protein supplements these days, $150. It's not cheap at all.
You know, like I want to be able to like kind of have financial freedom.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put the work in to see like the benefits. Like, yeah. So.
And that's Sydney for you too. Cars revving as well. Ben's just looking at it. Bloody
Literally
hell,
the
man.
same car.
Trying to take a podcast shoot. Kirsten, I really appreciate you jumping onto Courtside Conversations.
So we'll start it again.
And so does the gentleman there in the backyard that's revving. Ben, what's his number plate? We'll get to that. I really appreciate you jumping on Courtside Conversations and taking the time out to share your story to your audience. I think it's very important, especially a young face like you, shares your story to people because, you know, some people have a misconception and say, you know what, I have to be 30, I have to be 35 to run a business, or I have to be 40. They put these false beliefs in their head. And I had that as well because I started Little Boomers when I was 20 years old. And even then I thought maybe I'm a bit too young, maybe wait till 24, maybe I'll wait till I finish university. So your story there shows that, okay, it is possible to start a business. If you can't start a business, join an established network like a franchise. So appreciate you sharing your story to everybody. Kirsten, we wish you all the best in the grand opening launch of Little Boomers Basketball Castle Hill coming term 1 2026, but not just your grand opening launch, the next 5 years and beyond. Thank you, Kirsten.
Excited.